Hi everyone, this is your show. Let's get going with all your comments. They'll all be read out. I've got a guest there waiting to come on. I wondered where Darrell Merry was with his little phone. If he wants to come on, of course he can come on. Anyway, oh there he is there. And there's the lovely Valley. Hello from Ohio Reds. Bound to be a fabulous show today. Yes. Let's hope that it is because fantastic comeback last night. Absolutely fantastic. And we can talk about that. And as Darrell says, Curtis Jones class. Curtis Jones class. Yes, he was class. Absolutely brilliant. And Paul Turner, hello Paul. Hello Frank, up the juggernauting Reds. Yes, it's night Paul, it's night. Absolutely, because it was a fantastic comeback last night. Absolutely brilliant. And what you've got is Klopp. When that team was picked, I thought, yeah, this will sort these out. I really thought that it would be a better margin than what we were, what we won by in the end. They tried to, I don't know about you, but the time wasted from them. That, what was his name? He went down and the other fella touched his face. Absolutely ridiculous. And rolling over with his face. An absolute disgrace. And this is what they were trying to play for. They were trying to play for everything. But I want your man of the match. I want you to tell me and the rest of us what Curtis Jones was like. I was looking at some podcasts today and they were trying to say that Jota was awful. Jota was involved in the 2 goals. Without Jota's involvement, there wouldn't have been no goals. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? And as Darrell says, mentality monsters. Yeah, of course. And this is the way Liverpool have been all season. They've been absolutely fantastic. They really have been fantastic. And I'll be bringing Lee Carlson in a moment, and JK's there waiting for me. I'll just go through a few of these. Daz Reynolds. All right, Frank, hope you're well today. Yeah, I'm more chirpier than ever. More chirpy. Like a little bird, isn't it? Chirpy, sweet. More sweet, is it? But anyway, this is what it's all about. This is the Reds. This is us. This is you. Listen, I asked the other night if anyone would like to come on the show, and Valley said, she told me, she said, and I don't know who it was. I don't know whether it was Anfield or Redbird. I just don't know. I really don't. Really don't know who it was. Let's see. Wait for it. Paul Tierney versus Bournemouth is a disgrace. Yes, Darrell. Yeah. And Paul Turner actually says man of the match was either Conor Bradley or Curtis Jones. Go along with that. Redbird, welcome to the happy filthy take Frankie Boy show. We're all in for a hell of a ride. What's oh, the happy pills. Well, he says, hey there, Redbird, my fellow motherers. Yes, absolutely. I'd love someone to come on, Charlie, well, good evening, Frank. Hope you're well. Thank you, Charlie. I'll be bringing on my guest in a minute. How'd you do, Valley? Hope you're well, Gail. Yeah, that's it from Redbird. Yes, I'm feeling raw. Stan Anfield Road. Oh. I said I was free tonight, but never got link, Frankie. You've got the link, you must have. But wait till Jay comes in. He's working late, unfortunately. And have you heard how Jamie's daughter is, Frank? Does, according to Jamie, she's well on the road to recovery. That was the other day, though. And anything can change, as you know, in 24 hours, 48 hours. I've been looking for him today to see if he had a pod. He didn't have one, unfortunately. So, this is it. I just don't know. And Charlie says, man of the match, Jones. I want to, just tell me who you reckon that the man of the match was. And, that's lovely. And Valley says, how about a huge thumbs up, folks? Yes, thank you. I tell you, not one's got a thumbs up, not one's got a like. But if you're out there and you haven't, if you're out there and you haven't, if you're out there and you haven't subscribed or anything, just please do it. Get the algorithm out there for me, please. As I said, it's not just for me; it's for you. It really is for you. Everything is for you. The show, the comments. If you ever want to come on the show, let me know, because I've got two great lads. I've got Lee Carlson, who keeps getting up and changing his shoes or something like that. And I've got JK all the way from wherever. I think it's planet Mars, to be honest. How are you boys?
All good, bro. Hope you're both well, man.
Oh, that's good. Good. You watching the game last night?
Yeah, for sure. I was just happy with the win. So
yes,
all good.
Well, who's your man of the match?
I would say Kanate for me.
Okay.
Kanate. I wouldn't say Bradley. Bradley played well, of course, but for me, yeah, I would say Kanate.
Okay. Who would you say, Lee?
I'd give it to Bradley because of his age and the few amount of minutes that he has played haven't been that many. So I'd give it to Bradley, but possibly Curtis. Curtis is in with a shout in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, let's see the lads say. Gary Rigby's, even Frank, is it a football show tonight? Yes, Gary, it's it. Got this behind me. It's the football show. And Valley says, hello there, Lee.
Hiya, Valley. Nice to see you.
And then she says, hey, JK, love from Ohio.
Oh, thank you there, Valley. Thank you.
And Herbert Long's brother. Don't you just love that? He says, man of the match for me was Conor Bradley, without a doubt. I'm going to tell you my man of the match.
Just
Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lee's got new trainees and he's going out for a jog. He'll be back in a minute. A 5-mile jog.
Yeah, Curtis doing well.
Samuel Merry says, JK, the invisible man.
Bless Darryl, hope you're best, man.
And Samuel Merry says, yep, Curtis Jones by a mile. That's what he says. And Charlie Wood says, hello, Lee. Hello, JK. Well,
Hello there.
isn't that lovely? So listen, last night, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, JK. Can't ask Lee because he's gone missing. I don't know where he's gone. He's gone for that jog, I think. Anyway, last night, JK, while watching it, did you think, as Darrell Merry said, mentality monsters, when we went 1-0 down, was you worried at all?
I wouldn't say I was. I was just saying when are we going to make the substitutes, because I was just feeling it wasn't really working well, if you know what I mean. And I think for me the weak point was Elliot. I've been pretty sort of disappointed with his last two starts after he's played so well. I've actually picked him up quite a lot in the last few weeks and months, and so I'm a bit disappointed with him. And I think when he came off and Darwin and Gakpo came on, we looked like the normal Liverpool, attacking. Yeah. We weren't flowing and attacking throughout the whole game. And then when those two guys came on, it was back to business. So I'm pretty happy all in all. I would have preferred the 3-1 when Darwin nearly got that goal, but taking a lead there, so we know, look, they have to beat us. If we get a draw, we're through. If we win, we're through. So
yes, okay. Because in my opinion, we will score down there. That's without a shadow of a doubt. We will score down there. I'll go to Lee. Just what I asked JK there. Was you worried when they, went one up?
No. But I was concerned, but I wasn't worried. They're not the same thing. I was like, oh, what's going to happen here? But I knew we'd come back and win. I knew that the first half we were poor and the formation looked a bit disjointed, like we weren't quite sure of the formation. With Bradley coming in and all the other different things going on, all the other bits and bobs, Endo not being there and Matt coming in. We looked a little bit disjointed and we were poor and second to the ball often. But I absolutely knew that come half time and when the second half started, I knew we'd get better, and I knew the subs would once again change the game, and make differences. And they did. Nunez come on. Was it Gakpo? Gakpo come on. Or was Gakpo already on?
No, he came on.
No, he came on.
Anyway, he brought the subs on, and things changed, and we could have added to the 2-1.
Could have easily have added. And again, what I'll go back to, and I don't know whether about our people out there, who are commenting. Nunez, I think he's been so unlucky with goalkeeping. With goalkeeping, them goalkeepers have made some absolutely miraculous saves from him in the last few games, and how he's never got on the score sheet is beyond me. That header last night, for example, bang, cracking header, but it was just a bit too near Leto. Not only that, but a shot as well, what young Conor Bradley put in, and he hit it perfect, and it hit the other fella's foot. He's so unlucky. Yeah. What do you think, JK, about being unlucky in front of goal?
I think he needs to go to church for a week. Get to the church, pray to God. Yeah, I think that one day that luck will, that sort of bad luck in front of goal will go. I'm very patient with him. I think that's why a lot of the fans love him. He was I think he was just warming up yesterday and they were singing his name because they know the guy gives 100%, and with that you're gonna get some pluses, and that's why I've always sort of backed him, because I realized this guy ain't lazy. He's gonna do something, and he actually got 2 assists yesterday. That's great. The Jones goal was a bit messy, but he's the guy who passed it to him to get that goal. So he's doing something, man.
Still an assist, isn't it?
Absolutely. It was an assist. I just want to answer Anfield Road there. He says, Red Bear, I said I come on the show. I've got to choose one. Listen, Anfield. All you've got to do is send some sort of, details, or you find our description at the bottom of this. Believe it or not, I don't know where it is, but you'll find a description, and just let me know. We'll have you on. You just have you on. That's no problem. And okay, right. I've just got your message, Valley. Okay, please come on after Schofield. Hi, Valley. Hope you had a good Christmas, love. Hope you had kisses and everything. They're all talking to one another. And yeah, Charlie Wood says, wasn't worried last night. We were all over them. Yes. Virgil mistake, and they went ahead. Yes. And that's why I wasn't bothered. I really wasn't bothered, and that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And Nunez is a real fighter with some luck on his side. He will be great, and that's Ali Nuss. That's Ali Nuss. So let's have some, because I really think that the unfortunate thing about Nunez is, I'll go to you, Lee. Do you think he's like a roller coaster? But he gives his heart, doesn't he? He gives it 110% every single game. And he tries, and he doesn't hide.
No.
He goes out, and he goes out of his way to try and score. He really does. And look at all, I think he's got the most assists in the Premiership. The most assists footballer.
Yeah, he's got a lot, hasn't he?
He's got loads. He's got loads. He really has got loads.
I think at the moment, Frank, at the moment he's over eager to score. He's snatching at things. But he's also been unlucky. I mean, the one the keeper saved against Foot that Leno saved, that was a great save. And he had one exactly like that against in Newcastle, wasn't it? Against Newcastle. Yeah. I think Mo put it in. And Dubravka saved it with his legs on the line when he's been unlucky. He needs something easy, a bit of luck, like from a corner where it's bouncing around, or from a bit of forward play where it's bouncing around the box and he can just knock it in. Now, he has scored at Burnley a great goal, and I thought, that might kick him on. But he just needs a few more, he needs some scruffy ones to get his tally up, so he knows that he doesn't have to score a worldie to put it in the net. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. 100%. What do you think, JK? What I've seen Herbert Lomsborough. I was going to say what Herbert Lomsborough said. What he said.
Yeah, I just like football is an entertainment business, and for me, I'd rather watch Darwin Nunez play than Kane, for example. Kane's going to get you goals 100%, no doubt about that. But for some reason, I'd rather watch Darwin Nunez play football than Harry Kane. And I think that's what it is with Darwin. He's a bit different. And I think Liverpool have always had them special sort of characters up top. Suarez, him, a little bit Robbie Fowler. They've got this personality, and Darwin's got a strong personality. He's cheeky. He winks at the camera. You know what I'm saying? So I think I like that at Liverpool. When we always have a striker, he's a bit of a menace somehow. Instead of that straightforward.
JK, listen to this comment. It was good without VAR last night. You can celebrate without worry. That's a cracking comment.
Simple as,
It's as simple as that.
Simple as that.
And you could celebrate.
What did you make of that handball? There was another handball, wasn't there?
Oh, that was it. That was I want VAR again. Put VAR back on. Most probably
for that.
Anyway.
We can't win, can we?
You can't win on that one.
That was shock. That was handball again. He went to head it and it hit his hand.
I thought it hit his head.
That free kick. That could have gone anywhere.
You know that
Jota was behind him. Jota was behind him. Yeah. When that free kick came in, Jota was behind that handball as well. So you got to look at it. If that arm weren't there, Jota's sort of in front of goal. So I'm a bit surprised with that thingy. I think when I first saw it, I thought it hit his head, then hit his arm, but it didn't hit his head. So.
No, it didn't hit his head at all.
Yeah.
It just went straight, and it hit his, because that would have gone through a ruck of players. That could have gone anywhere. And that, did you notice every Liverpool player appealed? Every Liverpool player.
Yeah.
So the referee, I have to say this, he must have been unsighted because there was a lot of players in that area at the time.
He saw it, Frank. He
saw
it.
that.
He didn't need VAR to look. He saw that, mate. He saw that. I was looking from where he was on the replay, and he saw that. He just didn't give it. That's all.
I was just going to say, if he didn't see it, he should have gone over to the linesman.
Mm-hmm.
He should have gone over to the linesman to clarify whether or not it was. That's what he should have done. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is, unfortunately. Like the Redbird says, how come when the goalie makes a good save from Darwin, they say he missed the sitter, yet any other player dies the same? The goalie made a great save. Yes, that's what they say. You know, great save by the keeper. But unfortunately, it's with Darwin, and I just I agree with Redbird because that was a sitter he missed. Mm-hmm. I just want people to keep the same energy, yes, as our players.
Obviously, rival fans are saying he's a flop, he's rubbish and all that still. And not all of them, but some of them. But also, like, the media, now a few pundits are starting to go on a bit too much because, let's not forget, we're top of the league. We're winning week after week after week. We're playing well. We're scoring goals. Darwin's making assists. He's got goals. We're top of the league. So get off the boys' back, is my message to the pundits that are on his back. Because you see some strikers now going, oh, and I wouldn't have missed that. And I thought, just show a couple of chances that he missed in his career, like every other striker, like Ian Rush or Gert Muller or anyone you care to name, Jed. Yeah. But the thing with Darwin is it's getting a bit tiresome now, and we do want to see.
It is tiresome. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I'm glad you said that because it is tiresome. And I tell you, like Lisa Sims, when Darwin starts scoring, he won't stop. Evening, lads, being away. Hey, Lisa, you should be away. You should be here with us. Never mind going away, enjoying yourself in Tenerife or wherever you went to, by. You should be here with us, talking football. I'm tired of talking football. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Lisa. I really did. I think that was a good point there, by Lisa and also by Redbird. When a goalkeeper saves from Darwin missed the sitter, but when they save from somebody else, they made a great save. That's it.
Yeah, but it's like, do they do the same for Jesus and Rasmus for United? The same sort of. Every show, that's the topic, And I always say this, like Liverpool always seem to get the brunt of negative vibes from opposition fans. Like this week has been so crazy. The last 2 weeks, when I see there's Spurs fans, there's Arsenal, United, City, they're all teaming up against Darwin, Klopp, and the same guys who were saying last season, the media and certain opposition fans, Klopp needs to go, are the same guys who are doing this to Darwin now. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. So it's all ridiculous, But for me, I'm happy that we're in a position that he just like dirt off my shoulder. I don't really care, and that's the way the world is,
Well, again, I'd like to ask. Let me see what this before I go over to you, Lee. Let me see. Anfield Road. Last night kind of showed me young Harvey Elliott has got a long way to go. Mm-hmm. He just isn't fast enough on the wings, and he receives it and just passes backwards. He isn't a favourite of mine. That's Anfield Road. Okay, that's a good point there. Now I'm going over to JK here. JK, remember when we said that we wanted Diaz on the right? We said that. And Diaz will be a lot better on the right than young Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
Young Harvey Elliott any day of the week. Now, I'm wondering why Klopp didn't put him on the right last night, JK.
I was thinking, look how we finished that Arsenal game. We were just looking hot, dangerous, we were doing something, and I thought Klopp might think, you know what? Let's start Diaz on the right, Darwin on the left, and Jota through the middle to start the game off with. And as I was saying before about Elliott, that he's had 2 starts in the last week. He's been disappointing in both games. And after actually he's stepped up so much this season, you can rely on him a little bit. But the last 2 games, I'm very disappointed in Elliott.
What do you think, Lee? Go along with JK.
I think Elliott's has a good season so far. He's been good as a sub, but not many of his starts have been that good. He wasn't very good at Brighton, very effective, and that was in midfield. That wasn't on the right wing. Mo was in front of him on the right wing. And last night wasn't exactly his most auspicious of performances, was it? Like, you know, he's not getting many plaudits for that. But the lad's entitled to have bad games like any other player. And he's young. What? He's really young. I think he's the youngest in more or less of our main players who play often in our squad, isn't he? He's the youngest one.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, Lee. I agree, but I've always said, and you can clarify this, and so can JK. I think he's better coming off the bench. He's more of an impact player. That's in my opinion, because he does have the legs as the opposition are tiring, and he just seems to run everywhere. Why does I do that? You know.
Yeah, but it's true. I think Elliott should have carried on that coming on a sub for the most of the season. I think he started games, and he's not gave 100% when he comes on a sub. But I think the way the injuries have come in and players missing and such, it's gave Elliott that chance to play those games. And as Lee just said as well, players can have bad games. We get that, but it was just nice to see him start a game the way he does when he comes on a sub.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the shame. I don't like saying this really, but it's the shame with Darwin. When Darwin comes on, the opposition defenses haven't a clue what he's going to do. Haven't a clue. That's why he disrupts. He just disrupts, and that's why we win games. Strangely enough, even if he doesn't score, because that chaos he causes, or disruption in their defences. That's how we get goals. It's as simple as that. And Jota, I was listening today, and I'm going straight to you, Lee. Jota, he was getting some stick, and as I said at the beginning, he was pivotal to the 2 goals. He was pivotal. What's your take on Jota?
Me?
Yeah, you, Lee.
Yeah. Okay. Jota, I thought he done well. Like, we haven't seen that much of him in a while. Like, we've seen him quite a lot last night, and I think he's looking good. He's getting his eye. To me, it looks like he's getting his eye in on goal. He was letting fly from the edge of the box, and he was just over the bar, not much. Yeah. But he's getting his eye in, and he's feeling his way back. And hopefully there'll be no more injuries. I'm desperate for him to be available all season long now until May.
I think you've hit the nail on the head for everybody listening in, and for every Liverpool supporter, because Curtis Jones's goal to just a build up to it. He fought for that ball. He lost it and fought for it, and then it just went to Jones, who hit it. It was a bit of luck. It was a deflection, but he kept on running. He was expecting a pass from Jones. After him winning it, giving it to Jones, and he just kept on running, for a through ball to him. And the ball got stuck at his feet, didn't it, in one attack. He just didn't know where it was. Well, he knew where it was, but light came in and took it away, but it went behind him, you see. That's how he couldn't get a shot in, and the light cleared, which was a good clearance. You know, that's not. I just wanted to mention this, by the way, because Valley's coming over, and Anfield, that's great, that. Thank you, Anfield. Don't be scared. We are all very nice people, salt of the earth folks in Liverpool. Absolutely. That's the nail on the head. We are. And as I'll vote, well, we'll all vote for that. We'll all vote for that. And Darryl says, I love this club. Yes, of course you do. We all do. This is why we're on here. On last night also, Conor Bradley was fantastic. That's Anfield Road. Absolutely. I'll be going on, I'll be talking about him if you don't mind. If you don't mind. And let's see. They're all talking to themselves. Let's see this. Let's see this. I'm sorry. Which keeper plays second leg, Frank? And guys, I would start Alisson. Well, I was going to ask a question, you know, to be honest, but I'll ask this one because I think that's a cracker by Daz. Come on, who's your start? JK in the second leg, the semi-final down there at Fulham.
I'm playing Alisson. Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
go
playing
on.
Alisson. Yeah, I'm playing Alisson because the goal that went in yesterday was so poor.
Yes.
Kelleher, he lets goals in like that. The goals he's let in for us, they're very sort of close to him.
Yeah.
And because of concentration until the end, until he gets touch of the ball, there's a lack of concentration there. Like yesterday, he just had to move his hand just a little bit, and he would have saved that. And I was just surprised he didn't make himself big on that corner. You know, the front corner, front post. He didn't make himself sort of big. He gave him the opportunity to score there, and I was really disappointed in that. So
and
that's
it
why
wasn't really a hard shot either, JK. It wasn't like a blast or anything. It was. You should have read it. You should that, and you shouldn't get beat by a near post either.
Yeah.
What's
your take on that, Lee? About that goal?
I thought it was a decent finish from Willie, and it was Virgil. It was Virgil that caused the goal. Kelleher could have done a bit better, but I don't think it was that bad a boob like to let that.
Yeah.
The boob was from Virgil, not from Queven.
No, I understand that, but to me, and to JK,
yeah,
I think he should have. I think he should have done better.
Yeah,
in all honesty.
Well, here's the thing. Queven plays the League Cup games, and he is going to play at Craven Cottage no matter what. But if it was me, Queven's going to play at Wembley if we get there. So put Ali in to make sure we get through the tie. We want our best team. Hopefully Trent might be back because it's like 2 weeks. Say he just has 2 weeks out rather than 3. And Sobo, that's about it.
I think he will be
Robbo soon.
And I hope Japan get beat so Enzo can come back. Sorry, Japan, all you Japanese fans who have tuned into us and don't comment because you can't speak English. And yeah, so we all agree there, Jazz, it's Ali. If, you know, I wonder what you think about. I wonder what you think about who should play. You know, either Kelleher in the return leg or Alisson. It's Alisson for me every time. He gives you confidence. And as JK said, you know, there are some like little goals that he lets in that Ali would have saved anyway. Ali would have got that last night. There's no doubt. No doubt in my mind. And Redbird says, Valley, we scousers are real. We care about others, not paid grades, so you don't have nothing to worry about. You are coming to be with your love. I shouldn't have said that. That is worth more than any amount of
Coronation Street.
Darwin, for me, is contributing assists and effort, no doubt. I just think we got stung on the price. And everyone thinks he is Ireland. He simply isn't. He is just an okay striker. I love him. I think that sums up everything to you, what Anfield Road says. It just sums up everything about Darwin Nunez. It does. It just does, because people do expect him to be Haaland. No, he's no Haaland. He's Darwin Nunez.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to be honest, like, you think about it, you know, the likes of that Haaland fella and Darwin creates more chaos, because Ireland is just like that, isn't he? He's just
Yeah.
He's more like a Harry Kane type of player, you know.
There isn't
He gets
much.
a loose ball, he just hits it.
Yeah.
That's it. Sorry, go on.
There isn't that much similarity really between Darwin and Haaland. There is age-wise, and they're both quite tall and they've both got pace, but there isn't that much similarity to them, I would say, as forwards. And one of the main differences is children don't start crying and cling to their mother's leg like that when they see Darwin on telly. They do with Haaland.
Yeah. Well, Redbird says, as long as we score more than the opposition, I don't care who scores, to be honest. I go along with that. Totally go along with it. Some of the pages on Facebook and Twitter are complaining about the team Klopp picked last night, says Charlie Wood. I thought it was a very strong team. Considering he was out, considering he was gone and he was out. I mean, gone from over to the AFCON on that Asian thing, Cup game, you know, where Enzo and Salah, he was injured. They were all out, considering all the top injuries, if you like. That was a very strong side last night. And it proved it. It proved it because we won. Simple as that. Paul Bay, poor. Thought Jota was outstanding defending from the front. Ian Rush there. Me and Paul are the old school, you know, and he's right, because that's the way Rush played. That's the way Rushy played. And he was like that. And he is a bit like Rush, by the way, but he hasn't. And Rushy scored millions of goals, but, you know, Jota scores as well. And he's being out injured, don't forget. But I seen that lad running around last night and linking up play. He was linking up play. I thought he was brilliant. And yet some people on someone's pod said, no, you know, he was no. I couldn't believe that.
Well,
The same people were saying Darwin was useless. I just don't understand some of them. I really don't.
The same ones were saying Enzo was rubbish because he didn't immediately win man of the match on his debut for £16 million. I mean, come on now, come on.
Oh, answer to that, JK, is there?
oh.
I got man of the match on his debut. 16 million. Oh,
Crazy. The same guy, he won the Champions League and the Premier League. So,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Lisa says Darwin causes chaos. Yes, Lisa, he does. He just causes chaos. And that's why, if you remember, you know, in the early part of the season, last season, they were calling him Captain Chaos. And that's what he still does. He comes on. If he's on, I'd rather, honestly, I'm not just saying this, I'd rather him come on as substitute, just like last night, because he frightened them last night. He totally frightened Fulham last night. And Gakpo. That was a great goal by Gakpo, you know. Because he wasn't directly in front of the goal. Did you notice that? He wasn't direct. He was at the side of it. And it was the way he turned the shot, the pass, the way he turned it into, give that Leno no chance.
What do you think, Frank, that see when Darwin starts the game, the opposition are mentally ready for him. It's the start of the game, they're fresh, they're ready, so they handle him sort of easier. See when he comes on in the 70th minute, 65th minute, they're sort of battered, they're sort of tired. The whole game concentrating at Anfield and stuff. And then Darwin pops up with his energy, and that's why I think it works like that. Same goes with Elliott as well when they come on as subs and Gapco, for example. And I think when we always say we need the guys who come on as subs when they get a start to have that same energy when they come on as subs. And that's if we can get that right, I think it will be much better for us for this next few months,
Yeah. Well, as can I just go on to Savile says, I'm a Harvey fan. He's better in midfield. I don't know. I don't understand that. I'm a Harvey fan. He's not in midfield on the right. I can't understand. I don't know what he's saying there.
So he doesn't like him in Mo's position. He wants him in the right hand side midfield.
Yeah, it's like that predictive text. It's just absolutely nuts. Yeah. Okay. Anfield Road. Did the panel hear the comment from Jamie Redknapp about wanting to see more from Gakpo? I have to agree. I want him to kick on this season. Maybe he will, but I want more. That's a good comment. I've never seen that. I've never seen that comment by Jamie.
No.
I'll go to JK. What about that? What Anfield Road said there about Jamie Redknapp about wanting to see more from Gakpo. What's your take on that?
Yeah, all in all, yeah, of course, I would like him to be better, of course, but he still gets his goals, still gets sort of assists, he runs around and stuff like that. Of course, everyone wants to see him advance to a level where he plays like that consistently, but the goal he scored yesterday, he's got us a lead going into a semi-final. So I think we want perfection. Like when you look at Jota, you were saying some people are moaning about him, but for me, he was involved in the game yesterday. Same as Darwin. People are moaning about him. He got 2 assists. And the same goes for Gakpo, Gakpo came on with Darwin and changed the game for us. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just consistency. That's what the fans probably want to see more of, that he does it every game. Not one game, misses 2 games, then he comes back and does it again. So that could be one reason why fans are moaning.
Okay. What about you, Lee?
Well, on Gakpo, I mean, what more does he want to see from him? He scored the winner last night. All right, maybe he could have done a bit better, but he had that injury at Spurs, which halted his rhythm. And I think Cody's been good. He's scored goals. He's been really useful in build-up play. He's got assists like the one for Darwin at Burnley. I think Gakpo's doing well, so I'm not having that from Jamie. Much as I like Jamie, and I don't mind him, actually, I've not seen Redknapp as a pundit in many years. If I watch footy, I don't tend to watch the chat afterwards anymore. I just watch the match and then it's off.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had to come out and say that at the Anfield Road because some pundits. But Gakpo, no matter how you look at him, he scores goals. That's what he's there for. He scores goals. Well, I'm being honest here. I don't know what his best position is, and I don't think Klopp does either.
Yeah.
I really don't know what his best position is. And I'm going to talk about this Gravenberch, lads. I'll go to you first, Lee. Gravenberch, come on.
He's struggling of late. His form isn't even patchy of late. His form's just of late. But he's new. He didn't play hardly last season for Bayern. All right, I've got my excuses ready, but Gravenberch didn't play last season for Bayern. and this is a new league, it's a new country, yada, yada, yada. It'll take a bit of time.
Okay, JK, Gravenberg.
Said last week he can't find his feet in the game. When he came on a sub against Arsenal, fair play to him, he was a bit more solid in his actions and stuff. When he starts game, not so. And he's trying too hard. He's sort of falling over quite a lot. Have you noticed? Because he's trying too hard.
Yeah, I have noticed that, Jay.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, bro. What you got to do is be solid in character when you're playing football. You can't be flimsy. You can't be too eager. You got to be solid, and I think that's his problem.
Okay. I'm worried about him, to be honest. I really am. I thought, at the beginning of the season that he was trying to get match fit and get up there. He has a good, when he ran through the middle, beat a couple of players, churned them and hit that shot. That would have been a cracking goal if it would have gone in. But his overall performance, I tell you what it's like as well. I don't know whether you'd agree with me, lads. It's like McAllister. But McAllister's playing out of position. He's playing as a DM. And we've seen he hasn't got the pace at all. I've seen him running after some fella last night. Near the end. It was near the end.
Mm-hmm.
He just got, and the pace, he's got no pace whatsoever. That's why he's just better in midfield. I remember Jan Mulvey being in midfield and he just stayed in midfield. He played around the centre circle. And, the passing and everything else that Mulvey did was unbelievable. But he had no pace. He couldn't move. And someone's going to say, well, what about the goal he scored against Manchester United when he took it up from our half and ran through and scored a wonder goal? But McAllister, he's better, around where he should be playing more forward because he is a great passer of a ball, especially through balls.
I think the DM role is too much running involved for him. I've seen him struggling at the end of the game. I was like, he had to sort of put his arm across him so he gets a foul and stuff. He probably hasn't run this much in his whole life.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. What do you think, JK, and McAllister?
I just feel that he needs to be in a situation where he don't need to run, and that is just off the box behind the attackers. That's why I'm hoping for Endo to come and we can give McAllister a chance to play in the position where he really wants to play. Yeah. That's all that topic should be. Yeah.
Okay. Is that your take on that as well, Lee?
Yeah, completely in agreement with JK about that. For me, that's not McAllister's position. Yeah, he can do it. He's adequate. He's not even, I wouldn't even say he was decent. I would say he was adequate in that position for tackling midfielders or forwards coming past him. I'd say he's adequate. But once Endo's back, and if we've got anyone else who can play it, like if we ever see Besatic this season, once them two are there, I never want to see him at the 6 again. We'll see him in the 6 when we need him or in certain games. But I want to see him in an 8 once we've got a DM playing regularly. I want to see Mac in an 8 with Sobbo or with Gravenberch or with Jones, whichever combo. That's what I want to see going forward from McAllister.
Yeah, well, I totally agree because we bought him as a 10 or an 8. We bought him as that, not as a number 6, as you said, not as a DM. And that's why we brought in Endo. For him to be allowed to play in his normal position. That's why we brought him. But
he's not got any pace whatsoever, McAllister. Endo isn't massively fast, but he is sharp over a few yards because that's his position, dogging for the ball. McAllister, it's not his game, dogging for the ball. You know what I mean? He can tackle, but his tackling ain't the best. And he just hasn't got any pace. So when people are past, it's dead easy to go past him as a defensive midfielder. All you got to do is drop a shoulder and he's gone. He does, you know what I mean? He's not Fabinho, mate, and he isn't.
No chance. Ali Nuss says we are interested in Ousmane Diomande from Sporting. Portuguese press said today he is around 40 million. Have you heard anything like that, JK?
No, I haven't. No, I've heard of
It's
the
all
name.
right. Yeah, it's all right. I'm sorry. What was you going to say?
No, I was just saying I've heard of the name and stuff. There's names getting floated about everywhere.
Well, this is it. These are like rumours. And no disrespect to Ali Nuss, it's only what he's reading and what he's relaying to us. But it's just ridiculous the way we've been linked with players. And I'm so fed up again, as I said the other night, I'm fed up with Mbappe's name coming out constantly. So fed up with it.
2 days we haven't heard nothing.
Well, I heard it today, again,
today.
someone on a pod came on, Mbappe this and Mbappe that, and I'll shut up. I'm not having it. If anyone said to me, what about this about Mbappe? I don't think I'd answer that. I don't think I'd even put the comments up because we are not getting Mbappe, and these people should know that. They put headlines up, you see, so that a Liverpool fan will go, wow, what's this about Mbappe? What's this about so and so? What's this? And nothing. They're not telling you anything new. Absolutely nothing new.
I would respond to people talking about Mbappe on live stream saying it's not going to happen, but now I can't be bothered wasting my energy typing it. I just let it go. When people are going on, there's people going, yeah, because he's free. And it's like, yeah, but his wages, yeah, but he's free. And it's like, so now I just don't bother. Just let them comments go and don't pick up on it. Like, what's the point in saying he isn't coming when we know he isn't coming anyway?
Exactly. A couple of years ago, someone mentioned, but it was last year or the year before, I forget now. And someone mentioned, Mbappe, he loves Liverpool, his mum loves Liverpool, and Uncle Joe and everybody else loves Liverpool. I thought, hang on a minute. And Nike will pay his wages. Hang on a minute. Nike will pay half of his wages.
Yeah, the Monkeys loved Liverpool before they'd even been here, didn't they? Because they liked the Beatles.
Yeah, simple as that. Absolutely. What do you think of what Ali Nuss says, by the way, Lee? Because I just asked JK.
Yeah, that sounds good. Because if Inacio's too expensive when he's going to Real Madrid, or what other combination of circumstances will keep him away from Anfield, I think this Diomande sounds good. I just don't that he wouldn't be rubbish like Diomed. Remember Bernard Diomed? He was awful. He even said he didn't like Liverpool or something, he didn't like the place, which I suppose he's from Paris or something. He's expected of a Frenchman coming to Northern England. If I went and played in Paris, I'd say the same thing. I'd say, I've just for a laugh, I'd say it. You know what I mean? I know Paris is a hotbed of culture and the arts, but if I went and lived in this city, I'd probably say the same. Boozers around here are crap with. Nobody speaks. Well,
if you ever go on the left bank and you see those little painters, painting, the Eiffel Tower or the river or, the Notre Dame, whatever, don't ask the price.
One time I went to France, was with the Prince's Trust, and I was playing pool. There was an Indian lad called Jagdi, just used to call him Jag. He was on it with us, and we were playing pool, and they were really unfriendly to us, these French. Once they knew we were British, there was a load of us, but they were sitting there sniggering to each other, these two blokes. So I just went and sat right by them and started doing their heads in, speaking the few words of French I knew, until he got up and left. Well, they started it. They were laughing at us. They were pointing at and they go to themselves like, so I thought, I'll stop this. I'll stop
That's a
your game.
scouser for you. That's a scouser for you. Going always getting by them.
That was in Dieppe. That was Dieppe. That it looked like Liverpool there, Doss Road, Dieppe. It looked like Doss Pit.
Yeah, I've been to some. Yeah. Well, I was filming down by the Strand, and some a lad who I know very well, and he came over. Was chatting to me, and anyway, he said, "Do you know what?" He said, "I just got back from Paris." And we were looking over towards Shavas Park from the Strand, and we looked down the Strand both ways. And he said, "Do you know what?" He said, "Look at this. This is pristine, because there was no litter, no nothing like that, nothing at all." And looked over towards the Albert Dock, because we were on the Strand, you see, and. He said, "I just got back from Paris this morning." He said, "I was coming down from John Lennon." He said, "And I pulled in, seen you." And he said, "It's a dump. Paris is a dump." That's what he said. So, it's I don't know.
It's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? Paris, like, it's, the romance of Paris. And it is good, and I like the French. I like different French stuff and that, but it's a bit of a cliche,
the French.
isn't it, like Paris.
I like the French. One of my great heroes is Napoleon. If you know about Napoleon, if you don't know him, ask me. I'll tell you all about the man.
I like their films as long as they're not too weird. Some French films are just too pretentious and odd, and you're like, no, I just don't get this.
Do not watch that latest Napoleon. It will
don't worry.
miscast Joaquin Phoenix, great actor, miscasting this. And it's all about his love affair and everything else, which is absolutely ridiculous. He had 60 battles, for God's sake, 60. And incredible. Yeah, right, so hang on. I just want to phone Jason up. Right, there's two questions, two things here. I'll talk between yourself. I'll go to you, JK, first, and then when he finishes, if I'm not back, Lee, you carry on. Diaz was poor. Let me finish these two comments. Herbert Long's brother. Diaz was poor last night. Try him on the right. Can't criticise Gakpo. He knows where the net is. As soon as Gakpo replaced Harvey, Conor Bradley was let loose and should have been an assist for Nunez, and shows we might be okay for a few weeks without Trent. Go on to the first one about Gakpo replacing that, and you can't really criticise Gakpo. That's what Herbert Lamb's brother, because he knows where the net is, and also Conor Bradley is a fine replacement while Trent is out. I'll go straight to you, JK, then you, Lee. Sorry about this.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying about Diaz. You're right-footed, play on the right. He's not worked on the left all season, and he hasn't been consistent for a long time. So when I seen him at Arsenal playing on the right in the second half, I was like, yo, he looks more dangerous, And I was a bit surprised he didn't start on the right yesterday. I thought Klopp thought, you know what, let's change it up a little bit today. Let's play Diaz from the start on the right and see how he gets on. And if he don't work out, we can switch him to the left,
Yeah, I agree, Jay, because can't Elliott play on the left? He is left-footed. Couldn't he play on the left wing and Diaz right? He could swap over, couldn't he? Whoever's in the middle playing centre forward, whether it's Jota or Nunez or Gakpo, we could have had last night. We could have had them swapping wings left and right. So they were both on their favoured foot, just for a change. You know what I mean? Yeah. To keep the opposition guessing. Because Harvey is a bit slow to come in on that right, so he'd probably be better sometimes like moving over to the left and Diaz moving over, so they're on their natural feet occasionally, like when they're attacking the fullback.
I just don't understand how modern day football is so into playing players where they could be better in different positions, you know. Like if you're left footed, personally I wouldn't play on the left. If I'm right footed, I want to play on the right. I don't really want to be playing on the left cutting in all the time. You know, like Diaz yesterday, he had the ball, right? He had it on the wing. He had to beat his man and get across him. And what happened? He couldn't just flow with it, if you understand what I'm saying. He was a bit he beat the man, he came back, then he beat the man, and he didn't even try to get the crossing at all. So how many chances we were wasting with having two guys on the wings that are wrong-footed? Salah is the only guy you can trust. He's left-footed, but on the right, he's just total crazy figures he's getting, you know? And that's why Diaz yesterday should have started on the right. He had to.
Well, Anfield Ross says he's talking to the Mark Simons. He says so true, the whole forward line stepped up massively. And they did. They did. And once Virgil made that mistake, anyway, I just had a message off Jason. Once he made that mistake, there was no other mistake by him. Not one. And it wasn't like a glaring mistake, was it? You know, where he was passing the ball across the field or whatever, or trying to pull a through ball through. It was just a header that went wrong and it went over to that lad. That's all. That's the only mistake he made. I thought the defence played great. And that Conor Bradley, as it was a David Lom who said, you know, we're all right now. But with Conor Bradley, you know, while Trent is out for the amount of time, I thought that Conor Bradley was absolutely superb. I really do. And, you know, another season, you know, this season, next season, maybe he can be our right back. And then put the other fella, Trent, in midfield.
We've got the other lads as well, haven't we? Preston, Ramsey. But the thing with him is he's a bit of a crock, isn't he? He's still young.
Yeah, crock, don't need him. Funny.
Shame, because I think he had potential in, but yeah.
What you were saying about Virgil and he made one mistake and stuff. I think people love to, you know, when you're at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Certain people love to pinpoint certain things. And for me, Virgil is the best defender at the club. And some guys are even talking about, would he get into the Premier League's all best as a centre-back? People putting John Terry in front of him, for example. Yeah. So it's like, that's why marriages don't work out, because they're always picking on little problems every day, you know? And I think you got to support the players. They're going to mistakes are going to happen, but if mistakes keep on happening every game, yeah, you got a situation. But that was probably Virgil's first mistake in games, you know. And for me, it's like he had his header wasn't directed properly. Instead of heading it inside, should have headed it outside. Simple.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, it was just it was a simple. I think it more or less hit his head. He couldn't get any power on it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get any power on it.
To my eyes, he got too tight on that fella from behind. He got too tight to him, and then the ball just came, and he couldn't control his header, and that was it. Then we were undone. But I'm glad it happened last night in a cup tie where we can salvage, instead of it happening and us going 1-0 down in a league, in one of the upcoming league games. I'd rather Virgil did that last night than in any league game upcoming. So there's that to look at. Like, you know, he'll be annoyed with himself because he's got such high standards. You could see he was fuming with himself.
He was fuming.
And it weren't just that, it was bloody Pereira with that. He fell by the halfway line and rolled halfway towards the cop, and that wound him up. You could see him simmering, and the ref noticed that, like, and tried to calm him down. There's no way he should have been booked for that. Did you see some of the things they didn't get booked for, and he got booked for that, for going like that when he was shielding the ball? Mate, no way. No way.
Yeah. That's what I said at the beginning, you know, how they played it. And when they went 1-0 up, whoa, you know, the acting started.
Mm.
And Lisa says, I think Jota's brilliant, Frank, and Curtis Jones is playing really well. Curtis Jones is one of our greats, to be honest. Lisa. How old is Conor Bradley? He's 32, Lisa. Better Google it. No, he's only, what, 21, is he? 21.
Has he that old? I thought he was 19. Something but 20, that's a good age, yeah. Good age for a young fullback, 20.
Well, it was only testing, you should see, because Mark says is 19. 19. That's brilliant.
Jones was our most important midfielder yesterday when you watch the game. Like Gravenberch and McAllister were there, but if Jones wasn't there yesterday, it would have been a bit more difficult for sure. So he was just being boss. He bossed that midfield when he was at the three, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Jones was really good and has been good lately. He's getting better. Again, it's like Jota. I don't want him to get another knock and then be out for 3 weeks and spoil his rhythm. The lad's got to stay fit for a while to get his form up to where it can be. That's the thing with Curtis. If he doesn't get a little knock, his form will just, you know, because you can see it in his game. And his game's getting better as he's playing more full games. So we don't want him like Jota getting another knock and spoiling their rhythm. Hopefully they're two players who can stay fit till May.
Yeah. And when our lads do finally come back from these bloody cup things that are on the other side of the world or whatever, I think you'll see a different Liverpool again. You will see a different Liverpool. I mean, better Liverpool, a better side, a more stronger side, a side that'll be very, very, well, we're hard to beat now. So you can imagine when they're all back and they're all fit and ready to go. And for Rosses, the other thing against Darwin is 90% of our opponents park the bus spot on. And that's the issue. His strength is in behind. I know Darwin will come good. He seems to be a really good lad. And, you know, I echo that. What do you think, JK?
Yeah, I think in the next game at Fulham, they're going to be they need a goal. So we're going to take advantage of that. Stick Darwin up top with Jota and counter-attack them. They're going to be pushing for a goal, I think, from the start they will be. So that's why Darwin will come in good there.
Yeah. I totally agree. We will score down there. We will score. That there's no doubt about that. And if we can get the first goal, think about it.
That's the one.
Go 3-1 up. And there's no way back for Fulham if we score. There's no way back. And what do you know about Diamande? He is our target, it seems. Now, I'll hold on to that. Okay. Just hold on to that. Because there's something else. The squad is stretched. Klopp can only pick what's available, says Paul Turner. Yes. And Valley says, how long do we have to get additional players? Well, we'll talk about that as well. Now, where's Daryl? Daryl, a link's there for you, you know, if you want to come on. Inacio deal is getting close, they are saying. What do you think of that?
Well, if we buy a centre-half in January, whether it's Diamande or Inacio, I'll be doing cartwheels down the street. And I think a lot of fans will, because we do need, now that we've only got Ibu and Virgil as centre. All right, we've got Joe. Joe can play there. But losing Joe, he's been playing Joe at fullback every single time he's played him, hasn't he? Apart from when we had to use him at centre-back against Villa. Apart from that, he's hardly played there. So really, we need to replace Matip in January, I would say. But I can't see it happening. I think they'll wait till the summer. But if we could get Diamande or Inacio, I would be ecstatic.
Well, Ali Nunes, he asked how he was. And Anfield Road says he's a monster. He's very impressive, tall, fast, strong, perfect club signing. That's what he says about Ali Nunes. I mean, Diamande, whatever his bloody name is.
Isn't it Osman Diamande? Osman.
I know. JK's laughing at me.
Names are flying about everywhere. That's all it is.
It's them phony diamonds, isn't it, Diamande?
Is it a real one? That's what we want to know.
Exactly. Is he the real deal?
Exactly. What's it called? That fake diamond stuff. It's got a name on it. What is it?
Diamande.
No, there's like there's a substance that's like fake diamond. What is it?
Diamande it is. Diamande it is.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it's that like jewelry that women have in it. Diamond. Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's how the people get divorces. After a while, they think that they've got the real McCoy, and it's all that fake stuff. When they go on try to pawn it, that's plastic.
Get £5, yeah.
Hey, you said that you got me. I said, I must have been dropped. And Mark Simon says Diamande is like a mix between Lilian Thuram and Virgil van Dijk, and his release clause is 80 million, and I hope Liverpool pay it. He is worth it for the future. We don't want the future. We want it now. Yeah, I understand there, don't I? I understand. Stephen Snape, even and Frank and everyone watching him, even at Stephen. The thing is, Frank, last night was a good result. People forget we only just beat Fulham in the league game, Trent in the 97th minute. So good result to be fair. Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely. And Stephen says, once the tempo increased second half, when Gakpo came up, yes, I totally agree there. And again, he says once Gakpo came on, he took the pace out of the game instantly. Jota Darwin scared defences as a runner between the lines. Gakpo is a powerful lad, and no one is arguing with that comment. Let's see. Yeah, we were talking about Gravenberch before, weren't we? And Gravenberch looks. What's his bloody name? Is it Gravenberch or Gravenberch or Gravenberch?
Birch.
Mm-hmm. So we're being phonetic, are we? Yes.
No, I've heard that it's pronounced Gravenberch. It's in the Dutch tongue, it's Gravenberch. You don't say the ch in Dutch. It's Berch. Gravenberch. Yeah, sounds more like the word Berch. B-E-R-K. Gravenberch than Birch in the Dutch tongue.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're all put to right there, JK, by our French-speaking scouser there. Jake, is that right, JK? We're all right now. Gravenberch, we'll have to say Gravenberch from now on. Anyway, Herbert Lom's, have I got to say Herbert Lom's brother? He says, Gravenberch looks talented at times. Just open, Klopp works the magic on him. But have we got time to wait for it? Yeah, that's another very good point. And Lisa Sims says we've got some great forwards, probably the best in Europe, and they've all got different qualities. That's a cracker. That's a cracking comment. And they all have got different qualities. You're so right there, Lisa. Well said. Well said. And Steve Evans says Conor Bradley is something FKN, which I can't say. Boss. And he's right. According to some of our fans, Mbappe is already. Oh, I know. It's getting ridiculous, Charlie. It really is. It really is.
When they say he's signed, what do they mean exactly? Like, is he working as a sign language person or something now? Is that what they mean?
An autograph.
What exactly is he signing?
An autograph.
Look at Rent there, he says. You forgot to add Mbappe's dog loves Liverpool, so we must be joining us. Mbappe's dog loves Liverpool. It's just nuts. Absolutely. Can't believe. Oh, I'm not coming out. Kravitz agent said he is going to Manchester City. Broke my heart. I think I wanted him 3 seasons ago, that lad, 2 seasons ago. I wanted him. He's absolutely brilliant. Same lad who plays for Napoli. Napoli. Mamma mia.
Who is your team in Italy, Frank?
Sorry?
Who's your team in Italy that you're fond of?
Inter and Napoli. It's only because of family. Inter is like, Inter's the Liverpool, believe it or not, of Italy. And take that as fact. Juve is the Manchester United of Italy. And because of me, my grandparents and, my great-grandparents, granddads, Napoli. They supported Napoli.
So I must be an Everton fan. I support AC Milan.
well, listen to this. When they came over, they first came over. Now, you know that Napoli play in blue, and they started supporting Everton. What? You don't talk about that much. You just talk about the barrel organs they had, and the boxing and everything else. And anyway, Ali Nuss says, as a Romanian myself, I was open till last moment that we will sign Dragusin. Damn, I wanted that. Romanian play at LFC was a dream come true for the Romanians. Yeah. Have you heard of this lad, Dragusin?
Yeah, he's ended up at Spurs. I think Bayern Munich were interested in him. And then he decided to go to Spurs instead of Bayern Munich. And then, Dyer has gone from Spurs to Bayern Munich.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We went to Lille by coach. Madness, says Steve Evans. Well, let's digress from this Dragusin lad. And I feel Ali Nuss, Dragusin is very talented, isn't he? Romania are on the way back internationally. They are actually, Romania. And he says, yeah, after a long time. I can't stay. Look, I can't say these bloody words. Yeah, come on, Steve Evans can't be bothered with Paris. Last place I want to go in France. Paris, says maybe, is way less than salubrious in parts. It's riddled with infrastructure issues, primarily the sanitation system. It's rancid. Yeah, I know that myself. I do know that. And it used to be absolutely.
I lived about 2 hours away from Paris and I never went there.
Go away.
Isn't it like all I've seen on the internet? It's all full of like tents of people coming in and they have tents and it stinks everywhere and there's poo everywhere and that. I heard. I don't know if it's true. Like,
there's Jamie. Look, missed him. Frankie Baby, how's you? Oh, gee, missed you, mate. So they're all replying to. Yeah, look, isn't it great that someone asked? I think it was Des Reynolds, and he says Penny's doing well. Hopefully, home at the weekend. That's brilliant news. That Jamie, I know that you won't be listening in now, but that's absolutely wonderful news. We've all been praying for that. We've all been asking about your little daughter, and that's wonderful news for her to be home. Absolutely wonderful. And there's no games as well, so you'll be all right. Looking after the and as Alfie Ross says, Jamie Phillips football chats. That's good news, absolutely. And Red carries on by saying, "Jamie, bless up to Jenny." Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Absolutely made up for. At least he's tunes in again, and Anfield Ross says a small note on the poor news on Sven Goran Eriksson. Is he dead?
First of his.
No, he's got about a year left or something. They were saying.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a good coach, Sven. Decent coach, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was good, Sven.
Yeah. I thought England was slightly unlucky not to do a bit better under him.
Yeah.
And at that point, I did still give a mild plot about England. Now I don't. Now I couldn't give a tinker's cuss about it. But when Sven was managing about 20 years ago, whatever it was, 15 years ago, I still wanted England to do well in tournaments. Not that they ever did very much, but now I'm just not bothered now.
No, I don't bother. I don't bother. The shocking towards Liverpool.
Yeah,
absolutely shocking. There again, look, you've got these championships coming off. Anfield wasn't even picked.
Yeah,
they're so biased, and you can
Trent
even go back.
Trent don't even start for them.
Sorry,
Trent don't even start for England. That's how bad they are. He's the best player in the Premier League, one of the best players anyway, and he can't even start for England.
Exactly.
Do you know what though? You know what? Long may that continue. As bad as it is with strength, I don't want him playing. I don't really want him there. He should be. If he can't get in the team, he should just say, "You know what." But he won't. He won't because he's a young man. He wants to make.
No, of course, and he's English. And I don't know if you pick for your national side. You say, yeah, well, it's a great honour to be honest. But as a fan, I don't follow. I've always followed Italy. And Gerard always says, "Why do you follow them?" I said, "It's just the way it is in the family." I said, "It's the way it is." And he supports England. Gerard,
The only time I really liked the England game was when I was little. 1982 was the first one I remember. I was 8, just turned 8 or something. No, 9. And then 86, I was like just turned 13. And I really enjoyed. I remember going off my edge when Maradona ran ball into the net. I took it. Oh no, it was when they played Germany in the final and they beat Germany. When they scored to make it 1-0, took me watch off and threw it at the wall, and my watch just went. That was when I was 30. I just turned 13 because Maradona had done us with the handball. When they beat Germany, my watch just went at the wall, just launched it at the wall.
So it was a real wall then.
Yeah. I had a capricious childhood fit over Maradona.
Well, I go back to 1966 and the World Cup, and one of the semi-finals was playing up here. It was to be played in Liverpool, Goodison, as a matter of fact. That's where I seen Pele and them all. Eusebio, seen them. Seen them. I seen Lev Yashin, the greatest goalkeeper ever. Lev Yassi, the big Russian goalkeeper. Brilliant. Anyway, and he decided to play the semi-final at Wembley. Leaving it, that was it. That was it. That was it with me. A young kid wanted to see England up here playing in the semi-final. That's it.
I had this conversation in work with someone recently. There was not a couple of years ago. What was it? He was saying about Scousers not supporting England, and I said, no, I do, and I did when I was a kid. I said, I'm not like overly concerned, but I do. But I told him, I said, I know why some people don't, because all other English people down south, wherever they slag Liverpool off, calls the national press and that as well. Then there's the England team. We always get injuries, and our players aren't favoured over lesser players from other clubs. So the whole England thing, you can see why. But a lot of other English people go, why? I'm glad you don't think you're English, you're Scouse. There are reasons. There are reasons.
Well, you've got a lot of reasons. You know, you get all these dopes who are singing it, about Liverpool, the city of Liverpool. And, imagine standing next to them. The same one supporting England.
Yeah.
No, sorry. That's the way I look at it as well. And maybe that's one of the ideas. Maybe they thought like, Scouse not English. And I'm being serious here. Scouse not English. Let's not go there, Liverpool. You know what I mean? Let's not go there. That's just me. Anyway, let's get back to this. And Herbert Lom's brother, the number of games we played this season, there haven't been many outstanding. But look where we are. Wait till we start playing well. God help them. That's what I meant before. That's what I meant before. When they're all back. I can't wait, to be honest. I really can't. And again, what I was saying before about when we're all back, I think, which we're only gelling as well, don't forget, we're only gelling. And look where we are. We've got 1 foot in a final already. We're in the last 16 of the Europa League. We're top of the league. You see what I mean? This is where we are. And we're only still gelling. And we've got all these injuries out.
Well, I'm thinking, why we're not playing until the 21st. There should be quite a lot of training sessions. They'll have a few days off, and then there should be training sessions, shouldn't there, for the whole squad? And that's what Klopp always says. He needs time. And there's not enough time to do that many training sessions, usually between games, is there? No, but this time he might have him and Pep will have a few days to go over it with the players, the new players. And hopefully Sobersley, McAllister, Gravenberch, these will all get better. Who else is new? Gakpo will get better. Who else is new? Canate's got to get better. He's not at his optimum yet. So the team can get better. And if Jurgen and Pep have got time with them to coach them a bit more when there's time between games like we've got now, then it can only be good. We can only get better, surely. Surely we can't get worse from here. We can only get better from here, I would say. How much better, I don't know. Whether it'll take us to the title, which is what I really want. If I could take the title and not win anything else this season, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to have not one cup, not one, as long as we got the title. I want the title back. I don't want to wear this 1 in 30 crap again. You wouldn't have been able to say that if Van Dijk wasn't done by Pickford, because I reckon we'd have retained the league if Van Dijk didn't get injured that season. Even with Matip and Gomez, the only other 2 centre-halves, being out for the whole season, I think Van Dijk would say Fabinho or Reece Williams or even Nat Phillips. We could have defended the league, I reckon, that season with Virgil. Well,
that's where we should have gone in the market. We should have gone straight into the market and bought a big, powerful centre-back in place, because he was out for the season. Why
didn't he buy Ibu then? He could have bought Ibu in January instead of waiting until the summer. They should have bought him then.
There you go.
The money we paid the money we paid for him, Frank, Leipzig could never turn that down. So even if we would have went for him in the January rather than the summer, they would have said, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
35 million, thank you very much.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Anyway, I don't know why people listen to rumours. It mostly leads to disappointment. I only listen to signed, says the Redbird. And I think he's right. I think he's right, absolutely right, because I'm fed up. And he goes on there again. Mbappe, people are reading it wrong. It's McDonald's BAP we're getting. And I think that just sums everything up. Really.
Not bad punnage.
And Brian Roach. Is that the Brian Roach I know? Is that Joe Roach's lad? The Anfield pitch wasn't long enough for the competition. That's what Brian Roach says. You know, Anfield. Would you have that? Would you have that? I'm not having that. So.
No, for the international games, I think, Frank. I think he's saying that, no? I think for international games, it's not big enough, the Anfield pitch.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, but
I just think that's what that is.
Yeah, it is, but I'm not having it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, it's mad.
Unless he's joking. You know what I mean? Unless he's joking. Steve Evans says, I've got a T-shirt of the Maradona Rambo. The Maradona. The Maradona Rambo. He's wearing the Scotland kit and they've called him Diego Maradona on the tee. You know, and he has, he's got all these T-shirts of Steve Evans.
Frank, Diego Maradona owes me a watch from 1986, mate. He owes me a watch.
He's brilliant. He is brilliant. The 70s, says Paul Turner, in the 70s, the England team, the majority was from Liverpool. Clements, Neil Thompson. Yes, it's because we won the European Cup. And Ron Greenwood was the manager, and he picked them. When we won the European Cup, he picked up. I think he played about eight Liverpool players in an international against Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken.
But Southgate has issues with Liverpool players. You know, the time where we were on top of our game, Henderson, Gomez, and Trent all should have been starting for England. They never played together for England, them three. You know, I'm going back a few years now when Gomez was the top of his game, Henderson. You know, I'm thinking England need to base their team on these three guys and plus Foden and whoever. But Southgate won't want to pick any Liverpool players for the coming. He will actually pick Dyer, who's gone to Bayern Munich. He'll win the league with them. And they'll say, oh, he got 10 clean sheets from now until he signed until the end of the season. And he'll get called up before Gomez will. That's how sort of corrupt England football is.
Well, Paul Turner says, get to 20 titles, the Manx can't boast because we will be level with them. This is what they're fearing, because they know that Liverpool's only going to go from strength to strength. That's what it is. And we can win leagues.
The way I look at the Man United thing, Frank, is 20 is only one more than 19, whereas 6 is double 3.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly that.
Right, Arthur Schofield says, the thing in bygone days was, if you played for your country, it was not only a medal. It was not only a medal like other sports. You were presented with a cap. In golf, you got a green jacket. When I played for our school, I got 4 of the cane because I scored 2 own goals against our fiercest rivals. 2 crackers as well.
Like the Leicester City guy, remember? He scored 2 own goals. Remember him? That was mad.
I always remember Jamie Carragher at Anfield scoring 2 crackers for Man United.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a big head of one. Yeah, cop of that one. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. And you saying that, he owes you to watch Maradona. Maradona owes me a couple of keys, mate. What's the his keys away? Carlyle, there was a link sent for you, mate. There was a link for you to come on. Curtis Jones deserves a call-up for England.
But given Curtis's injury record, he starts playing for England, he starts getting injured for England. I mean, look at Gomez, where it was days after Van Dijk was put out for the season by Pickford that Gomez went training with England and was then out for the season. We were 5 games into the season. I think we played 5 games because the season kicked off late due to COVID. And we played 5 games and Van Dijk's out because of Pickford. And then Gomez, a massive started 6 games that season out of 38 in the league. And he finished only 3 of 6. Twice he came off at half time. And once after 60 minutes he came off. We had no centre-backs for the whole season there. And Gomez was one of them because he got injured training with England. So, no, I don't want to see our players playing for England. There's a curse on the England squad for Liverpool players. It's not been good for us.
Well, I'm sorry there. I've got to get to this Sammy Brennan. And I was only looking, Sammy, if you're still listening in, I was only looking at photographs that you sent, and they're on a memory, and I've kept them of me and the lads. And the unfortunate thing, like most of them have passed on. And I was looking at them today with very fond memories and trying to get a print of them. I'm going to bring, Francine will bring sending them on to her so she knows all this stuff to get them printed up. Or I'll give them to Jason. He'll get them printed up for me. Because they're my mates. And some of them have left us. They've left the building, as they said. They've left the building. And it was a mixture of blues and reds, by the way, as well. None of this bitter stuff or anything like that. None of that. Used to go to match together. Both grounds, Anfield, Goodison. And Liverpool were told by the FA, says Sammy, unless they stopped their actions of not letting journalists from the Sun newspaper, they will never be allowed to play England's internationals at Anfield. And that's a fact, Frank. There you have it. There you have it. In one. With Sammy Brennan. I'm not bothered, to be honest. I'm not bothered. Because that paper will never, in my opinion, be allowed in. Or should never be allowed in, I should have said. Should never be allowed back at Anfield. A paper. And the made up that club banned them, didn't he? Banned them.
There you go.
Tell Mary says, sorry Frankie, not coming on now. It's past my bedtime. Horlicks and sleep. There's a song about Horlicks, you know. Anyway, I could not care less, says Norman, for our national side. Never, never will. Liverpool FC is along with my wife and daughter, my life. They want Liverpool to win everything. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, here's where I started with England. I started with England in 1982, around my 9th birthday, that Spain World Cup. And my stepdad said to me, I remember him now, I was only young, but he said to me, England players are overlooked by Ron Greenwood now. He said, Phil Neal isn't in the side, it's Mick Mills. Alan Kennedy never gets a game. It's Kenny
No.
Sampson. And this is what my stepdad was complaining about. And he didn't support England, but my stepdad, like, it's Scottish heritage, so he liked Scotland. You know, isn't Carlyle Scottish, Frank?
No,
North East England.
no, it's by the wall there. It's by the wall. You know, Adrian's Wall, that is. It's
right. From the town of Carlisle. That's where it comes from, the town of Carlisle.
Which?
Carlisle. The name Carlisle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
I think because it's on the border, they either think they're Scottish than English.
Yeah.
Carlisle's right on the border. I've been there. Yeah. They're thinking they're more Scottish than they are English, some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been up there, went to Brunton Park once, passed through there on the way to Scotland. Because, well, even to see, I had to go up with my students to see Adrian's Wall. And then we went up to the Grampians to see the Antonine Wall, which is very historical, you know, on both sides, you know, the both walls.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's history. And what who was it who said? Darrell Merry saying Curtis Jones deserves an England call-up, and Anfield Ross says Darrell 100% better than Endo and Gallagher. And he's right. He's right. Absolutely right. And Darrell says, I was just happy with top 4 this season. This is just madness. I'm so happy. And Paul Turner says, Cumbria is Carlisle. Escobar, Herbert Lom's brother. Good job you went from Colombia, Frank. Escobar, Carlisle. My dad's family were from Scotland, but he was a New Zealander, my dad. So they emigrated in the latter part of the 19th century over to New Zealand.
Right.
My mum wouldn't have ever met him, only that he was an officer in the Second World War for the Royal New Zealand Navy. He was an aero, actually. He was an aero. He was in the SBS Special Boat Service. He used to dive in dangerous waters to blow up submarines and battleships and everything.
Yeah. Have you got family in New Zealand now, have you, Frank, then?
Oh, no. He went back there and never went back with himself for me and my mum. And she was Italian, and they're very family orientated. And she wouldn't go. I think it was my grandmother who said, you know, it's the other side of the world. And it was then, you know, it's not like today where you can get there within 18 hours or 24 hours or whatever. You know, and that was it. So, no, I could have been in New Zealand. G'day there.
My nan's sister moved out there in the early 60s, I think. Yeah, the very early 60s, my nan's sister. But like her husband, he already owns a factory or something. It's down the road where it used to be there. It doesn't exist anymore. But like they moved to New Zealand, relocated. So I know I've got some down there.
Well, let's get back to these comments, right? Because someone's mentioned, Darrell, have you had your happy pill, Frankie? Darrell Berry, anyway. Norman says, we are different from other clubs, different to other cities. We feel it. Why do we come back in games? Because, like Liverpool, as a city, has had to fight and never give in. How about that? Absolutely brilliant. That's it, Norman. And Anfield, breaking news. Reports are breaking that Kylian Mbappe in Liverpool. Also breaking news. Naby Keita captains Liverpool and has over 250 appearances. The morale of Nunez. Oh, that's so fun, absolutely. I'm glad you are. And Sammy says, and he's right here, JK. Sammy Brennan, that is, he says Curtis Jones would walk in any other Premiership team with ease. What would you say to that? Would you agree with what Sammy Brennan says, that Jones would walk into any team in the Premiership?
I would say yesterday, for example, was the first time he controlled the midfield yesterday for us, and I was like, if he weren't on the pitch yesterday, I think we would have lost. And that's how much he's improved in the last year or so. He's much quicker in decision making, much quicker with the ball. He's reading the game better, and I think I wouldn't say would he walked into the Man City team. I wouldn't say he could. He doesn't walk into our team until, but judging on yesterday's game, yeah, he walks into our team. But all in all, he doesn't walk into our team. So for me, he needs to just concentrate, keep him fit, and having that vigor about him that he's had in the last few games. And I think, like yesterday when we watched the game, Kanate controlled the defense, Curtis controlled the midfield, and Jota sort of controlled the attack. And I think out of them players who were playing in defence, Kanate was the strongest, same as Jones in midfield. So he just has to stay consistent, Jones, for me.
Daryl Merry, look, he says, "Night guys, I'm going to sleep. I've tested positive again for COVID 4 times now."
Lord of mercy.
Jeez.
Wish you well, man.
Yeah, so do I. JK, your comments, he says, as he's fallen asleep, are spot on.
Thanks, man. Thanks, bro.
Spot on. As he was falling asleep there, JK, lad. As he's falling asleep.
You know what, Frank? It's like when you look at the internet world and people doing shows and stuff, and like today, for example, there were some guys just talking about football and everything, and they were saying stuff that wasn't even true. And I pointed out the fact that them two things are not true, but they didn't want to actually realize what I'm saying is true. You know, it's just like the world we're living in now. It's like, where's the mentality of the majority of these people, bro? It's like, for me, if do I want Darwin to play for us? I do. Why? Because I like his energy. I'm not saying I want him to play for us because it's an agenda. I love the guy and I don't want no one else. Jota's rubbish. He ain't gonna play up top. I want Darwin. You know, you understand them type of comments?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what are these people saying, man? I've heard people dissing Jota because they want Darwin to play. I'm like, yo, Jota and Darwin are brothers, man. You know, they're trying to get a job done for us. You know, mad.
Do you know what though? Do you know the way? You know the way we are. You know, we're just ordinary Liverpool supporters. You know, we support the team with a passion. Every one of us. I've never known supporters like our supporters. I really haven't. When Francine was at the game, you know, my daughter Francine, she was at the game last week. There was Japanese in front of her. Right, this is in the Anfield Road stand, and she said, "I said, did they have Endo on the back?" She said, "No, Slobbers like." Slobbers like on the back. You would expect Endo, wouldn't you? You know, if the Japanese, you know, Slobbers like. It's just crazy. Anyway, that's just a thing. But and as Daryl says, like Frankie, Lee, JK, see you Tuesday. If I'm better, of course you'll be better.
You'll be better, man. Yeah.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay with us. And I just want to, look at, and Norman says JK was spot on with his assessment of Curtis. He is starting to grow up on the pitch. And it starts from last season, as you know. And if there wasn't any injuries, I think he'd still be languishing, Curtis Jones, because of the injuries, the back end of last season. And if you think about it, we were in 9th place, then we went on that long run of 10, 11 games without defeat and lots of wins. And Curtis Jones played in them. Curtis Jones played in all them games. And that's why, we wasn't taking much notice of it at the time. Well, I don't think we were anyway. And because Curtis Jones was in, and he carried on his form from the beginning of this season. And look at him now. You can't leave him out. We've brought in great midfielders. Yeah, he's the standout lad. He's the standout lad in the midfield. Am I right?
I think, yeah, because when you realise with Klopp, he likes guys with personalities, and Gapco, Jones, they've got personality. And I think, like, say, Doak and Carvalho, they've got sulking type of faces, and Klopp don't like that. And I think with that positive energy coming from Curtis when he's around the training ground, when you watch the videos and stuff, he's very uplifting type of character, you know. And that's the key with Klopp. When you're that type of guy, you're 75% there are getting a game. Yeah. And I think the younger guys need to realise that with Klopp, it's maybe not your ability, it's your personality that matters quite a lot to him.
Brilliant point. Excellent point, JK.
It is an excellent point. And it's just like, I mentioned this the other night, it's just like that by Marius Manzos, the social one. Why Klopp is a perfect fit for Liverpool. And that's true. And he is a perfect fit. And when he comes on, unfortunately, he's been busy the last few weeks as Marius, and he's one of my regulars. And the lost Shankly boy, and that's George. And we all know George, don't we? George Scott, lovely man. The lost Shankly boy, played under Shankly. Shankly signed him. And Valley says, may I say, from Ohio, this is the bestest Reds team fans in the world. The world. Thank you for being here for our Frank. He's amazing too. Thank you very much. Some of the people won't think so, but thank you. Appreciate that. Sammy Brennan. Cracking lad. Gone like Frank, mate. I call you mate because you were good friends of my dad. That's the photograph I've got when we were all in New Ferry. And as you said, the two sets of supporters got on because my dad was your mate, as was John Dalton, two bitter Evertonians, yes. But Christie used to skit at everyone. Your dad. Everyone. So, but I'm going to put that up. I'm going to ask Jason to put that photograph up because we've lost most of that. It's so sad. It doesn't half upset me. And I seen it today on it. And Darrell says, I'm still awake. Glasby man talking about it. And Norman says, last night Jota hit a ball just over the bar with his left foot. The venom he hit it with was brilliant. A player who can strike a ball with both feet, very rare these days. And he is so right. He is so right. So, having said that, he can play on either. I don't know what goal it was. Curtis Jones was it Curtis Jones goal? I forget what it was. And anyway, he put it out to Jota out on the left, and he ran down. And anyway, a goal came about. But he was involved in the two. He was involved in the 2 goals, was Jota. Yeah, it was. It was Curtis's. No, it wasn't. It was Gakpo's goal. Gakpo's goal. Curtis Jones had it in midfield. He was running up, and he seen Jota make a run. And it was a cracking ball out to him, right out to the wing. He cut in, didn't he? And gave a great ball to Darwin. And Darwin put it in for Gakpo to score that goal. So for people to call Jota, who, was pivotal to the 2 goals, I don't know what they're talking about. Jota tries, Jota gets back, Jota presses. Jota's a cracking player. And so is Darwin does it. Have you noticed that they're doing it now? And I think young Conor Bradley, when he came on, did you see him run away from that winger? William. Did you see him run away from him, cut in, and was fouled by Paulina?
He was excellent, wasn't he, Bradley?
Yeah. Oh, he was unbelievable. I think he's brilliant. Even when he is moving away from goal, left or right of the box, he's talking about Jota. He manages to get a strike away. I think he is brilliant, Jota, says Norman. Yes. And Herbert Lom's brother. The thing with Jones is when he doesn't play well, he is easy to pick on. Being a scouser, everyone wants a shiny new shirt. That's a cracking comment. And I'm going to go to you, JK, on that comment. I'll read it out again. And it's from Herbert Lom's brother. The thing with Jones is when he doesn't play well, he is easy to pick on, being a scouser. Everyone wants a shiny new signing. What's your take on that, JK?
I've not been Jones's big fan, but I've never wanted him to leave. I wanted him to show us what he's all about, and I think the like modern day football there's not enough patience in there, and I think Jones has had enough time now, and I think he's finally showing his qualities,
Yeah, he is. He's finally shown his talent that we've seen years ago as a younger lad growing up in the academy and playing for the under-18s and under-21s, and he's showing his qualities. Don't forget Steven Gerrard, when he was at the academy coaching, he had Curtis Jones as captain. So he knows. And I liked his interview last night with Gakpo, and you could see the camaraderie between them. And Curtis Jones is a great camaraderie also with Samikas.
And with Elias.
Yeah, they're all brilliant.
Yeah.
I still do that.
It's right what JK said before. It's not just how good a player is, what talent they've got. It's their personality. It's the way they apply themselves, the way they are around the club and the squad. Not to mope when you're not picked. When you're brought on as sub, do your absolute best. Don't you know what I mean? You think that's a given in football, but it's not always a given. Some players get humpty when they're not playing and don't give their all. Players have got, you can get players with funny attitudes, can't you? You get all humpty about being out the team, even if they're only young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you noticed when Gakpo scores, he salutes the cop?
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
I think that's great. That's a great little gesture to the fans, to be honest. He's just made up when he scored. I think he's just made up to play, to be honest. And Darrell says, I can't understand. I think he means if he can get a CB, we are set for this. That's what he says. You know, a centre back set for the league. I think that's what he means, to be honest. And Norman says, isn't it funny how transition from Mane, Firmino, and Salah has been very calm, slowly but surely being replaced by players who are performing different styles, of course. Yes, Norman, absolutely. And, you know, Klopp's got them fitted in. Klopp is getting them fitted in, settling in. And that's where, I'm right, aren't I, JK? That's where camaraderie comes into it. That comes into the equation.
It's very important in the team. You know, without that, it's like when you go to work and you're not happy with like your work colleagues. It's like hell, you know. So, and this is what I was saying about Thiago, for example. Yeah, he's not played for a year and stuff. So at the end of the day, he's not left. Yeah. And instead of him walking around sulking and stuff, he does a lot of talking to the guys, to the players, you know. And I'm thinking, how's Elliot improved his passing? How's Elliot looking like a Spanish midfield player, you know?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, and I think Klopp doesn't get the accolades of what actually he's done at the club, you know. His personality is so strong that he's got the players to a personality that's similar to his. That's amazing, you know.
It is amazing. It is. It is. So, you know, what we were talking about, it's only what Norman says. Isn't it funny how the transition from Mane, Firmino, and Salah, I'm talking to you, Lee, has been very calm, slowly but surely being replaced by players who are performing different styles, of course. And what I said, camaraderie comes into the equation of that, you know, being togetherness, the togetherness. You know, where they bunch up before each game, and, you know, whoever's giving out Virgil, you know, saying, come on, lads, let's do this. Let's get it going for these fans of ours. We're at Anfield. Let's show them who they're playing. You know, that sort of attitude. What's your take, you know, about the camaraderie for all the players?
It's key in any sport, camaraderie, spirit, team spirit, personal spirit, that it all goes together. It's absolutely key in football. I mean, how many great Premier League or Championship sides have you seen? When I say great, I don't mean they ever won anything. I mean that they always stay up, but they haven't got very many good players. But they work out a strategy, a system of how to get results and stay in a league despite not having. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how far spirit and camaraderie can take you. Like Wimbledon, the crazy gang, spirit and camaraderie, not much skill. They get the FA Cup. And that's what it is in football. You need good camaraderie. You need a boss who knows how to get the mix going and get the right people in. And hopefully that's what we're having now.
Well, what you've got, you know, this is it about Kylian Mbappe. Now, whether you believe what the press say and whatever, what's happening at Paris Saint-Germain, you know, he's more or less taken it over. He wouldn't fit nowhere near into Anfield. Klopp wouldn't allow a big egotistical, I don't know, diva, to be honest. He wouldn't allow him in the side. And he would try to take over. Whereas everyone is on a level par. Everyone is on that level par with each and every one of them, if you know what I mean. With each other. It's as simple as that. Level par. And thank you, Valley. Thank you so much for the big thumbs up, folks. What fabulous support for this channel. Best regards from Ohio. And Daryl says, everyone liked the page. Frankie is an amazing man, guys. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm becoming all emotional. And as Norman says, you imagine that Klopp's biggest strength is motivation and ruthlessness. Imagine if he had managed our teams in the 90s, the so-called Spice Boys. And they were great players, by the way. You had Jamie Redknapp, for example. You had Stevie McManaman, for example. You had Robbie Fowler. They were great players. Great players. Yeah, absolutely. Paul Turner says, it wouldn't surprise me if Klopp extended his stay after 2026, especially with this team growing. I think you're right there, to be honest, Paul, because his wife loves it here. And I've been told that, private as well. She just loves it. And the kids love it. And it's funny how, Maisie says as a whole grabs people. You've only got to go back. You've only got to go back to Kenny Dalglish. You've only got to go back to Alan Hansen. They came here and stayed. You've only got to go back to Rafa Benitez and his wife. She loves it here. The kids love it here because they speak with a Scouse accent. They just love it. And that's the way it is. I think that's a cracker, that.
That's the power of Liverpool. It attracts people. It attracts people from all over the world. It's like you want to go there. You don't know why, but you want to go there, and that's the power of Liverpool.
I've brought loads around, and I mean loads around. Being asked, by certain companies, would you be willing to bring this lot around? Yes, sure. I've worked for German television, Japanese television, and they're just, and I'm talking about the TV crews, they're just astounded at the friendliness of the people. Astounded. They are. They're astounded by them. That's not a terminology I use very lightly or loosely, by the way. No way, Klopp. Will Klopp sign to sulker like Mbappe, says Darrell. Absolutely right. And no matter where in the world you are, soon as you speak, the reaction is Liverpoolian, says Arthur Schofield. Absolutely. And Darrell says, I'm just butter enough, Frank. Thank you. Look, that's not bad. That is all. Rob Jones, very good right back in the 90s team, says Norman. Yeah, but he had what you call splinter syndrome on his shins. And that's what, that's why he was injured all the time, most of the time. That's why we got rid of him. Rob Jones was brilliant. He really was. A very good fullback indeed. And Darrell says, if I have another kid, I'm calling him Titty. Titty, come on. Anyway, Paul Turner says, they are settled here, Frank. He only quoted the other week, it's my club, in a post-match conference, says Paul Turner. This is about Klopp and his extension. Yes, yeah, he did say that. But apparently his family just is so happy here. So why leave a place if you're happy? If your family are happy? If you're settled? You can always go on holidays and whatever. The family can go back to Germany to see their relatives anytime. He can as well. He can, when there's a break, just go over. And Herbert Long says, Salah got Scouse kids, and I heard Bobby's kids on documentary with strong Scouse accents. Yes, this is what it's about. This is what it's all about, Herbert. Lads, dads and detectivists. Hello, Frank and Lee. It's crazy to think we're top of the league, almost in a final. Last 16 and fourth rounds, yet I ain't seen us play a handful of top games all season. Imagine if we were on top form. A very similar quote was had before, to be honest, lad and dad. A very similar quote. And I can imagine what the Shankly era was like, witnessing the era with Jurgen Klopp. Very, do you know what I mean, Paul? I have a lad on, not a lad, he's a man, George Scott, and he was one of Shankly's signings, and I have him on every Tuesday, and he's a wonderful man, and he does give out the Shankly stories, and he's very knowledgeable about the club as well. Like us all, we are knowledgeable about our club, and we're all passionate about our club. And it's lovely, it really is. And Darryl says, Norman, Darryl, as long as your surname is not Head, this is a pan of scouse, yes. That's what we want, a pan of scouse. I'm going to make that for Valley. I'm going to make a pan of scouse for Valley when she comes over. Show you what proper cuisine is. She's going to make me apple pie. Apple pie. American style.
There's nothing better than homemade apple pie. Homemade apple pie is lovely. It's the way to go.
Well, listen, lads, we've well gone over our time, and I've got to phone Jason up. And he's in work at look, Valley says apple pie. Apple pie. And
Frank, before we go, you're going to send us a link for Saturday morning?
Yeah, Jason's already answered that.
Sound.
And it's for 10:30.
Sound, mate, yeah. I'll be there. We'll get that sorted, yeah.
Yeah, you can get that sorted, see all these wonderful, tell them all about all the awful and great films and TV to watch. Anyway. So I'll just say goodbye to these wonderful people. Didn't Shanks live at Melwood in one of the streets there? I think it was more towards the old Everton training ground. Wonder if the people living there know this. Yeah, they do, Dad. They do. Of course they do. And I've never seen a team as good as our 1988 side. The game against Forest was not football. It was art, poetry, emotion. That's what Motson said, wasn't it? That's what he said, the greatest game he's ever... Tom Finney said it as well. That's the greatest football played by any club in the world that night. I was there. I was actually there.
Yeah, I was at that. 14 I was then. Only 14 in 88.
I was 16 then. I was 16 then, Lee. JK, stop laughing or you'll never come on again.
Nothing is healthy.
I would love to have witnessed that Shankly year. You're right. Darryl says, night all. Our Valley says, love and peace to all. Let peace begin with all of us. That's lovely, that. Absolutely. The Midnight Man with Burt Lancaster I watched. Come on there. Make it comments on Saturday morning.
Yeah, come back with that one, Norman, on Saturday.
Thanks, Lee, for such a fabulous contribution to the channel. You are one of the bestest, says Valley S. And nothing about.
Thanks, mate.
What about RJK?
No, Lee's the man. Lee's knowledge is amazing.
Lad says, I wonder what the loudest recorded game is at Anfield. I'd say San Etienne. David Fairclough scored that goal, that was the biggest roar ever. That's what I say, lad and dad. And I'll have to finish, lads. Love you guys truly, says Valley. And see you all soon. Ta-ra and good night, says Arthur Schofield. Thank you, Arthur. Lee, thank you so much. See you Saturday morning, 10:30.
Okay, mate.
JK, thank you so much.
You're
See
welcome,
you on
bro.
Tuesday.
No problem, bro.
Tuesday, unless you want to make a comment on Saturday morning with me and
No, I'll check in.
who
Now, I
again,
love
Ben?
film. I love films as well. I've probably got every film available, but I think when you can watch a film more than once, say about 10 times, you know it's a good film and stuff, and when you can learn. So I like film.
Well, if you want to come on with us, just get a link sent.
Yeah, you can do, bro.
All right, so JK, Lee, me.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have you as well, JK. Just say what you've seen lately, or you can even just go on one that you've seen ages ago if it comes to your mind, can't you? As long as you can remember it well, like and the flavour of the film, the theme of the film. There's so many different types of film, isn't there? Like, you know, there's a lot of different types, like music or books. You know, there's a lot of different types of
Yes,
film.
yes, there certainly is. There certainly is lots of types. I don't follow musicals, to be honest. I really don't. I really don't follow musicals. Paul Turner, we're finishing on these. San Etienne, the cop shook. I've always said that. It was frightening. It was incredible noise. And I was at the semi-final against Chelsea. And that was an incredible noise. But not even the Barca game. Albeit, you know, I don't know whether because it was more open and the cop then was the cop because the you know the roof came right over and it was more enclosed than it is now.
Mm.
And the noise, that goal, and at the end, we'd just beaten a fantastic side in San Etienne. Rocheteau was playing, Six was playing, Bedene was playing. These wonderful international stars.
Well, the year before, Saint Etienne were runners up, weren't they, to Bayern Munich? They were in
To
the
Bayern,
final
yeah.
the year before.
And they were saying at the time, this is their time. This is, and we got beat over there, 1-0. And Bedene scored.
Very
Didn't
good
he?
size.
Absolutely fantastic. And Paul says, good night, Frank and Lee, an awesome show as you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Paul.
And Valley says, Jay Kismet, wow, what a great man. Thank you all for your contribution. And I've got to go now, please. I've got to go. Okay, because I've got to phone Jason and someone else. Okay.
Peace,
Thanks, boys.
All right, mate. I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. See you Saturday, JK.
Down, bro. Take care, bros.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, boys. Thank you so much. And it's just for me to say a big thank you to all you out there. You know, you're all wonderful people. And see you all on Tuesday, next Tuesday, because we'll have some more talk about football, see what's happened between now and Tuesday. We'll have some, well, back at usual time, 8 o'clock, and till God knows what time. Anyway, it's just for me to say thank you so much, and I'll see you all. Thank you.